tactics that the enemy, they don't fly American tactics. They simulate the enemy so it would get our guys spooled up and better in the air, dogfight arena.
That's completely correct, and they'll train to in order so that we know the adversary that we're fighting against.
But we'll actually see them connected, right?
That's definitely true.
Cool. He's moving into position now. Look at the challenge that is. Working his way around the turbulence. Let's see if he's going to get hooked up there. Oh, yeah, 3 feet. Oh, boy. You know what that says to me? That it's way bumpier there than it is here.
I believe that's true. This wind's kicking up some bumps, and as you can see, it's pretty difficult and somewhat challenging event in
Slumple's Eidsmo, flying the wing positions. Gets the ordnance and delivers it on target.
On the first pass, 4 vehicles ashore, request follow-on attack, adjust fire, 100 meters northwest ahead, secondary target.
Felix 1-1 and 1-2 execute a high G repositioning turn to re-attack the area, this time from a completely different direction to throw off the enemy gunners. From the right, the Tomcatters will execute a second level laydown. Executing another high G maneuver to reposition themselves for a deadly, low, pop-up strafing attack. From the left, the Felix jets ingress low, under enemy radar and hopefully out of visual range. They will then pop up briefly, acquire their targets, 20 degrees nose up, slightly away from the target area to find the targets visually, then roll in to deliver rounds from the Hornet's deadly, accurate 20-millimeter Vulcan cannon at a rate of 6,000 rounds per minute. Look off to the left. Here they come. Felix 1-1 and Felix 1-2 inbound for the pop-up. Inbound from the right for one last level laydown. From the VFA-143 Pugan Dogs ingress to the target area. Taproom 2-1 and 2-2 make their ingress from the left as they set up for a sectional level laydown. They've confirmed that the ordnance is ready. They commence their run. Releasing their clearance granted from the forward air controller, taproom section delivers their ordnance with deadly precision. once again snap on the G's to get back to the target as quickly as possible. With their final pop-up maneuver, the tap room flight attempts to strafe the targets with their Vulcan cannons. Each bullet has the explosive force of a hand grenade and is delivered with deadly precision using the Super Hornet's air-to-ground targeting system. Delivering high explosive ordnance in close proximity to friendly forces is very difficult and dangerous. But it's all in a day's work for the puking dogs of VFA-143. From the left, keep your eyes on tap room 21 and 22. From the right. Responding to the forward air controller's call for help, the tap room flights performs a bone-crushing high D repositioning turn to re-attack the area. This time, from the opposite direction. Executing a pop-up attack, the two aircraft will again pull their noses up to 20 degrees, slightly away from the target area, to be able to visually acquire the intended target and then roll into a 10-degree dive. Showcase the superb maneuverability of the FA-18 in the air-to-air environment. Modern fighter aircraft possess a robust, beyond visual range BVR capability, able to shoot down hostile aircraft at ranges where the pilots would be unable to see each other. However, history has proven that air-to-air encounters will likely break down into a violent, turning engagement known as a dogfight. We're going to see that right now as the first section approaches. An FA-18E flown by Lieutenant Commander Disney Stevenson from the Tomcatters of VFA-31. Using call sign Sweep 31, he's facing off against Commander Sting Borean of VFC-12.
Sweep 31 approaches from the left, facing off against Viper 1 on the right. Let's watch as these pilots set up their aircraft to the limit with the call of Python.
It's Lieutenant Commander Tank Myers from the Tomcatters, the VFA-31, call sign Sweep 32, versus Lieutenant Commander Hack Alderman from VFC-12 in Viper 2. Okay, Roman, take it away. What do we got?
Well, as our aircraft turn in toward the east, Sweep 22 gains airspeed rapidly as he approaches the merge from the right. As Viper 2 matching his maneuver on the left.
Now, just for my own information, is this close enough for guns? It certainly is, Rob. You can gun or shoot any missiles that we have on board from this range. Flying today's demonstration aircraft is Lieutenant Chris Lobot Martin. His co-pilot is Lieutenant Rick Hairgel Phillips. And in the aft section is Lieutenant Cal Killer Thomas. The Combat Information Center officer is what Killer Thomas is. The Hawkeye demo team is from the Greyhawks of VFA-143 in Norfolk, Virginia, under the command of Commander Todd Cowpie Watkins. We've just seen the high-speed pass in the Hummer, as it is known. The E-2C Hawkeye, or Hummer, is easily distinguishable by that 24-foot diameter rotating radar dome and 4 vertical stabilizers. With a total crew of 2 pilots and 3 naval flight officers, the E-2C Hawkeye is the largest active carrier-based aircraft in the world. Its mission is to provide airborne command and control to air-wing strike fighter aircraft, as well as coordination and communication to the entire strike group. With 2 turboprop engines developing over 5,000 horsepower each, the Hawkeye, coming in from the left right now, possesses impressive handling characteristics for an aircraft of its size. Although unarmed, it is not defenseless. The E-2C can use its maneuverability to defend itself from airborne threats. Watch closely as this 27-ton plane executes, this 360-degree turn within a radius of less than half a mile. It positions itself hundreds of miles from the carrier. The Hawkeye uses a vast array of sensors to detect potential threats and relay this information directly to the strike group commander. It is the U.S. Navy's primary command and control platform, and since 1963, it has played a vital role in the Vietnam War and Operations Desert Storm, Iraqi freedom, and enduring freedom. Now watch as Lieutenant Martin uses the large control surfaces of the Hawkeye to hold a high angle of attack. I should say a high angle of bank turn with minimum turn rate, to give you a better look at the radar dish that is at the center of the Hawkeye's mission. From the right, the Hawkeye flies the dome by. You can see it over your shoulder and to the right, banking in hard. will be coming in at over 350 miles per hour. Get your cameras ready. Look at that. Ironworks. Go back in time with me to World War II for the F-4F Wildcat, the F-6F Hellcat, the F-8F Bearcat, the F-7F Tigercat, and of course the F-14 Tomcat, all built by Grumman aircraft, as well as the aircraft you see here today. He's reversing now. He'll come back in with the tail hook down. The Hawkeye will demonstrate an approach to an aircraft carrier. Navy aircraft use a dramatic left turning maneuver called the carrier brake to rapidly decelerate from combat speed to safe landing speed. The pilot will use G-forces to slow the airplane, drop the landing gear and flaps, and complete his landing checklist and establish an appropriate speed for landing. Remarkable aircraft in the United States Navy. The Air Force has an aircraft that they use for airborne warning and control, and that is the E-3 Sentry. It is a C-135 aircraft, very similar to the KC-135 Stratotanker that is way down to the right, the gray aircraft with a tail that's with the March Air Force Base tail designation. It has a huge radome on the top and carries a number of weapons and defensive and control officers in the back, along with the crew of 3 who normally pilot and fly the aircraft. Now, look to the left. We're going to see the Hawkeye come by. This airplane, with its 60-some foot wingspan at 120 knot approach speed, approaches the landing area. There will be less than 10 feet of clearance from the aircraft parked on the flight deck. I should say it's an 81-foot wingspan, leaving little room for error. You can see the hook. As he does the go around, but the tail hook remains down as it goes by. That arresting carrier arresting hook there that we see on the back will stop the aircraft in just about 300 feet. Get another pass from the Hawkeye. Those of you who have your cameras ready, get them going. We'll continue to thank our great sponsors for the show, including Mechanics Wear. If your next mission demands a glove that protects you from the elements while improving grip and dexterity, Mechanics Wear has the gloves you need. Our high-performance gloves are strategically designed using the most advanced materials and technologies available. Plus, they fit so well it's like wearing no gloves at all. Mechanics Wear gloves, the right tool for the right mission. Available at Nexcom and other retailers. to demonstrate the Navy's most important and capable carrier aircraft. Let's hear it for the Hawkeye, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Roman, we're not done with you yet, but we are going to have the national anthem coming up here in a couple of seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, would you help me thank the man who's helping coordinate all this up here with me and making it work, Lieutenant Dustin Packer, call sign Roman. Thank you, my friend. Sure. Today, 13-year-old Sammy Secret. She's from Lansdowne Middle School, and she's going to be singing the anthem here. She's from Virginia Beach. Look high overhead. And coming out with the American flag in just a minute is team leader from the Red Devils, Jay Webster. He's out, and we've got a canopy. In just a moment, I will be turning the microphone over to Sammy Sechrist, and she is going to do our national anthem. And when that happens, I want all of you, within the sound of my voice, to stop whatever you're doing. Don't be walking around. We need to honor our flag, honor our country, and honor the men and women who serve our country for the national anthem that's going to be coming up in just a couple of seconds as the jumper comes in with that flag. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not standing, please stand, remove your caps, come to attention, and join Sammy Sechrist in the singing of our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Sammy Sechrist from Lansdowne Middle School in Virginia Beach. She's 13 years old. Nice job, young lady. Excellent. And they are on the ground. Now we're about 6 miles out with a fleet flyby, and the formation you see approaching from the left is comprised of 5 FA-18E Super Hornets from VFA-31 Tomcatters, 1 Super Hornet from VFA-143 Pukin Dogs, all stationed right here at Naval Air Station Oceana. This formation is being led by Commander Lobes Sidbury, commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 3-1, the Tomcatters. The Tomcatters are the current recipients of the 2009 Commander Naval Air Force Atlantic Battle Efficiency Award and the Rear Admiral Wade C. McCluskey Award for Combat Excellence and Recognition as the top to return to their home base, the aircraft carrier. How about that? That's your sneak pass. With a great big thank you to Rich Gibson and Pete Gibson and the folks from the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Gang here at Naval Air Station Oceana, Rich's Incredible Pyro, and the local EOD gang, the great 1,000-foot wall of fire, and all the pyro we saw here today, Roman. Right now, if I may quote the words of columnist George Will, right now somewhere in the world, brave young men and women are landing high-performance jet aircraft on the pitching decks of American aircraft carriers at night. You can't pay people enough to do that. They do it out of love for their country and their steadfast devotion to defend freedom. We all benefit from it, and the very act that we don't have to think about it tells you how superbly they are doing their jobs, living on the edge of danger so the rest of us need not think about it, let alone experience danger. Well, Roman, they're going to circle back around as we have the MH-53 helicopter over top once again. They'll be continuing to circle and go around for, after recovery of all the air-powered demo aircraft. They're going to do their carrier break that we saw the Hornet demonstration earlier, flown by Lieutenant Andrew Barnett from Corsicana, Texas. And Dustin, you guys are getting into the ship. This is very, very...
Now carrier pilots were wired with heart monitors during intense combat operations in Vietnam, and after fighting their way through surface-to-air missiles and anti-aircraft fire on their way out to return to the carrier, doctors found that the pilots' heart rates climaxed when they were landing aboard the aircraft carrier at night. So this certainly is an intense feeling, and something that I think I can speak for every naval aviator here that you never get used to.
Nothing is tougher than landing on a spot on a postage stamp in the middle of the ocean at night, is there?
There certainly isn't.
The Fighting Omars, turn and final. Here's the next one of the singles.
The two VFC-12 are from the Fighting Omars, led by Commander Steve Boren, with Lieutenant Commander Hawk Alderman flying on his wing. As we just saw come in overhead from VFA-143, Lieutenant Shrey Whittington of the VFA-143 Dugan Dogs.
Now when these guys land, even these landings are graded, aren't they?
They certainly are. Everywhere we go, we'll have an LSO on station that'll grade each and every pass. It's the way we get better.
And what you can't see here also is the landing area that's painted on the runway.
That's true. We do have a carrier deck simulated, painted out on the runway there, and we practice landing on that every time we land. You can see here from the left the four-flame diamond formation, led by Commander Loeb Sidbury of VFA-31 with Lieutenant Slumbles Eidsmo on his right, Lieutenant Bob Trimble on the left, breaking away now. From our two fighters today. The sweep section's led by Lieutenant Commander Disney Stevenson with Lieutenant Commander St. Myers on his wing.
I can't help but play this. It's James Brown, Living in America. Are you glad to be living in America?
Eagle plane, and from the left is the Gladiator to VFA-106, piloted by Lieutenant Bonesaw Simmons and Etoll Walsh. Ladies and gentlemen, your United States Navy strike fighters.
Dustin Packer, thank you very much. As we get these guys back on the deck, let me tell you about what's coming up. The Red Devils will be back in for their team jump, followed by the World War II trainer, flown by Dayton, Ohio's Bill Leff. He's flown here a lot of times and flew his Starfire Night Sky Show last night. It was gorgeous. Then we've got the Shockwave jet from Bob Carlton in a jet-powered glider. Then we've got the United States Air Force's F-22 Raptor from the 1st Fighter Wing at Langley Air Force Base down the road. And lots more until 3 o'clock when we hand it over to the United States Navy Blue Angels. And once again, Roman, thanks a lot for your assistance, your participation and leadership, and helping coordinate all of this simulated war that we had here today.
Well, thank you, Rob. Thanks for the opportunity to do this, and thank everyone in the crowd out there today that support us day in and day out in everything that we do.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you. Let's hear it for Dustin Packer.
Thanks, partner.
Experience USAA's innovative new programs, Auto Circle and Home Circle. The revolutionary way USAA meets your auto and home buying needs. Stop by the USAA house and interact with Auto Circle and Home Circle from USAA. The flag was actually jumped in today, and I called it. Said Jay Webster jumped in the flag. The flag was jumped in today by Corporal Dad Smith. He's got 1,000 jumps, 3 years on the Red Devils, and 12 years in the 2nd Parachute Regimental Battalion. All right, we've got jumpers away. Look at this. Watch how incredibly maneuverable these parachutes are. We've got guys on the ground working dirt, as they say. The Red Devils were formed in 1964 and became the official Army parachute demonstration team in 1971. All team members are serving soldiers of the Parachute Regiment, which has 3 battalions. Watch them as they work their way down. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumpers out. We've got Lance Corporal Chris Sharman with 500-plus jumps, 3 years on the team. He's the team rigger. He packs all the team's reserve parachutes, and fixes all parachute equipment. Our team leader again, Jump Master Sergeant Jay Webster. The cameraman, Sergeant Mark Scobie, 4,000 jumps. Coming in. Very, very fast. Watch that hook turn. Look at that. Right down on target. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Make some noise, Virginia Beach! Doing a show line spread, jumping in with the British flag. Take a look. This is a 2-stack. Watch them as they break less than 100 feet above the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Red Devils. Jay Webster, Dad Smith, Chris Sharman, Danny Kelly, Nathan Connolly, and Team Sergeant Major Chris McKenna, representing the British Army Parachute Team, the Red Devils. I can't hear you. As they come by here, tell you a little bit more about King's Dominion, the Halloween Haunt, beginning September 25th. The largest Halloween-themed event in the Mid-Atlantic with 900 haunted mazes, 5 scare zones, 5 shows, and the best coaster and thrill ride selection on the East Coast. The 2010 Haunt opened up the gates to help fill the 3 new mazes, the scare zone, and a new ride show, all of which are designed to have you running home crying to your mommy. The Home Depot, proud supporter of the Navy, and the local events of the MWR Mid-Atlantic community, including today's air show. With over 2,000 stores and a VFA scheduled contract, the Home Depot makes it easy to get all the maintenance and construction supplies you need. The Home Depot also accepts government purchase cards for your convenience. Visit the Home Depot booth today to learn more about the expert service and product selection you need to get the job done fast. I'm going to let these aircraft take the microphone away, and we're just going to watch them and give them away as they come by.